What's happening, guys? Just got done at the gym this morning, this Thursday, July the 8th, 7th, something. Wait a second, it's not even Thursday, it's Friday, good Lord. Anyway, I just got done doing my morning cardio. I did 38 minutes this morning, and I decided I'm going ahead and try to do this Q&A on the trip between the gym and the house. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So I only got 4 questions this time around, which I think is going to be fine until I get used to doing these Q&As and I figure out how to not make a video, 20 minutes long. I got 4 questions from 2 different people. I got 2 questions apiece. So, without further ado, let's get into it. So my first couple questions come from one of my loyal subscribers, George S. He's there at some point. He's going to be there in just about every video. He's going to have something to say, some kind of advice, some kind of congratulations, and and it's the same thing on his videos. I'm there for every one of his videos too. So anyway, he asked me what kind of exhaust I had on my truck, and I guess this is a good question since I do a lot of my video filming and vlogging from right here in the driver's seat of this truck, and you can hear my exhaust. Well, the funny story is I really don't have an exhaust on here. When I bought this truck a little bit less than a year ago, the guy had just recently kind of broke off his exhaust doing some 4-wheel driving in this thing. Not ragging it out or anything like that, but he just hit a bad spot and tore his exhaust off on the truck bed side of the catalytic converter. So I still have my cat on there. It's not like I'm pumping out and pumping out a bunch of fumes and stuff past my cat, but after my cat I have no pipe and mufflers on there, so that explains the loudness, and that explains why it's so loud here in my cab, because the catalytic converter cuts off somewhere around right behind the area of my passenger side seat here. So, and then he asked, or in that same question, he asked me what my opinion was on this 5.4 Triton. I'm guessing he knows the trucks, and he's assuming that I had the 5.4. That's one of the most common engines for that people like to get in their F-150s. So yeah, I do like the 5.4. It's got the power, the low end power where it counts. I have yet to run across the time whenever I'm towing or pulling or carrying anything where it's had any kind of effect on it whatsoever. I do like the power behind it. The only thing I can say is throttle response. There seems to be a little delay, not so much whenever I'm taking off slow, but if I'm taking off from a stop fairly fast, or I'm punching it to go around somebody or something like that, there's a slight delay in the throttle response, and I really don't even notice it anymore because I've gotten so used to it. But if I was to think about something, that's the only issue that I would have, but I know that it's fixable. Because a guy that I work with, he's got a 5.4 Triton in his truck, even though his is a little bit older, but he has that same delay in the throttle response, and he got some kind of throttle kit put on his where it fixed that issue. So if I ever decide to fix it, I know that it's a pretty simple fix. Alright, and then his next question was what was going through my head when I decided to start taking my fitness seriously. And this is kind of a multifaceted answer. When it comes down to it, and I'll save a lot of these details from when I do a story time, that way I can make a long video about it. But suffice it to say, whenever I started lifting and making it a part of my lifestyle for, more than just a few weeks at a time, whenever I made it a part of my lifestyle for several months, that's whenever I started taking it seriously. And that would have been around January, February 2012. Now, I still didn't know, I knew quite a bit, for somebody that was, essentially a noob, but I didn't know as much as I really should have known for as long as I was lifting. Now, in September 2012, whenever I was diagnosed with rheumatoid arthritis, and this whole thing will become more of a story in itself later, that was whenever I really realized that, hey, at this point I was about 32 years old. I was like, I'm getting a little bit older. I need to start taking care of myself. my health, taking care of my health. I want to be around for my kids. I want to be around for my wife for as many years as I can, as many years as the good Lord will allow me to run around on this planet. I want to be here for them, and I want to be able to do it healthily, if that's the right word. This road is so narrow. Anyway, so that's pretty much it. I decided to start taking fitness seriously about almost 4 years ago from now. And, through many ups and downs and setbacks and stuff like that, and a lot of learning and relearning, here I am. And I would say that 2016, out of all these 4 years, this year so far, I've had more progress made on my overall fitness, my physique, my strength, all the goals that I've set over the years. I've had more progress, more positive progress this year than I have any other year. So I think I finally kind of caught my stride with my nutrition and my lifting styles and all that stuff, and I'm just looking forward to what the future holds from now. All right, so there's my first two questions. My next two questions come from another one of my fairly loyal followers. His channel is DFAM Fitness, and you'll see a link to both these guys' channels down in my description below for this video. So anyway, so he asked me a couple questions. So his first question was, when did I first start lifting? And just like before, this is kind of a multifaceted question now. Lifting seriously and taking fitness seriously goes to the answer that I just gave before. In September of 2012, whenever I really took off and started taking it seriously as a part of my lifestyle. But I started playing around with lifting weights and stuff like that back when I was about 21, 22 years old. Some guys at work had started doing it, and I kind of got caught up in it, but I could not afford commercial gym membership. It was before really the big explosion of gyms everywhere, and even the town, the city that I work in, even though it's a big town compared to where I live, it wasn't a big town. There wasn't a lot of commercial gyms, and the couple that there were really expensive, and I just couldn't afford it. So I was really limited on equipment, especially being where I lived at the time at my when I was still living at home with my dad. So I spent a lot of time, just playing around with dumbbells and body weight exercises and stuff, and learning more about the physiology when it comes to muscle building. But I would say that, I would fall off. I would do it for a few weeks, then fall off for a few weeks, and I didn't really take it seriously, not until I got into my 30s when I really started lifting. So, that would explain why when I first started really lifting it, at 32 years old, why I was still so weak after still playing with it, so to speak, because I'd never really lifted in my entire life. So yeah, there's that, and there's a lot more story to go with all that. I might do a story time video sometime and kind of go into more depths on that. So, and then his next question, DFAM's next question was, what were my motivations then compared to now? And my motivations then were really shallow. I just wanted to look good. I was young. I was still, I wouldn't say vain is probably not the right word, because I've never really seemed to have the confidence that comes along with, being what people would call vain. But I just wanted to look good. And even when I started lifting weights seriously and exercising in 2012, that was my focus at the very beginning, is I just wanted to look good. But as I got into it and I realized and I started learning more about the health benefits and all the other physiological things associated with the body, my goals changed. Yes, I want to look good. Aesthetics is part of it, and that's still a big part of it. But the overall health, the longevity of life, the strong bones, the strong connective tissue, and strength, that's what my motivations are now. I would say strength and aesthetics are probably the top ones, and I mean, I'm just being honest, they're probably the top motivations. But the health stuff, those are motivations as well. But I know that if I really take these seriously, the aesthetics and the strength part, then the health part's going to fall right into place. So, guys, that's my first Q&A. I hope it's been fun listening to me tell these stories, and I think I'll start doing a story time every now and then, maybe, and maybe that'll open up the forum for more questions to be asked. But as for now, and this video is running about 10 minutes long. As for now, like I'm sitting in my carport right now, I'm going to run in here, start getting ready for work, take a shower, get dressed, get some food and stuff made. It's my carb up day. So hopefully I'm going to try to do some vlogging. I'm vlogging for my carb up day. And yeah, hopefully I will see you guys in this next, if I can get the video. The thing is, it's my wife is really kind of camera shy. She doesn't like to be on video a lot, so whenever I'm doing these carb up days and we're going out to eat or going to the grocery store, it's kind of hard for me to vlog because she doesn't like to be on the camera. So I'm going to try to get some carb up day because I know some of you guys are interested in what I do on those days. But until then, guys, just keep on going out there, having a good time, getting you some good gains. Take good care of yourself. Good is the word of the day. Good. Every Friday can be Good Friday. Maybe not from the biblical standpoint, but from a personal standpoint, go out there and enjoy the day, having a good time, getting some good gains, and I'll talk to you guys later.